Hey everybody, back with another video. Got these recently in the mail, two of these Junior Pac-Man boards, and they're incomplete, and there's some unique stuff going on with them, and I'm going to test them and stuff like that in this video. I thought it'd be interesting to document it. So this is a Junior Pac-Man conversion logic PC board. Now, I used to have a Junior Pac-Man cabinet, and I sold it, and it was in a Super These were the ones that were shipped to supposedly be conversions of Super Pac or Miss Pac or Pac-Man. But this one here specifically, when it says Junior Pac-Man conversion, that is for a DC-powered cabinet, which would be the Super Pac-Man cabinet, or a Miss Pac or Pac that was converted to DC power. So this one is definitely DC power. You can tell by the model number, it says CA29, and it also says Pac-Man conversion. It's missing the AC power rectification. There's typically a heatsink here with some type of power regulator or something. It does have the capacitors, which are like smoothing capacitors, and it does have some other parts, but it's missing like the diodes, the resistor. There's another resistor that's supposed to go here. There's two diodes that are supposed to go there as well. So when you look at the conversion board, it's going to be missing all of those. There's going to be nothing over on this part of the board at all. Now this one is also missing one of the color proms. There's two color proms, and 9E and 9F, and it's missing those. It's missing the Z80, of course. Or not of course, but it is. And I think that's it. Otherwise, the board looks pretty clean. And since it's been mounted on this metal frame, I'm sure the bottom side is in perfect condition. I would expect that there won't be that much we have to do to this. I got to verify the pinout, but I'm pretty sure I can just put my normal JAMA Pac-Man adapter on here, because 5 volts is coming in over here. These are ground, and then there's your 12 volts, and the rest of it should be just like a normal Pac-Man cabinet, except for you're sending direct 5 volts versus AC voltage. So that's the first board set. Or board. Alright, and this is the second board, and it is filthy, obviously, so I need to wash it and etc. But what's interesting is this says Junior Pac-Man Field Kit. It's printed on there. It's also screened on there, but they also stamped it, I guess. So the last 4 digits are BA29 on here. So this is supposed to be a direct replacement of AC power. So you could just take out your Pac-Man board, plug in this board, and you would have, with AC power, and you would have Junior Pac-Man running. But it looks like from the factory they must not have had enough DC conversion boards, because they manually modified this and did not populate the AC or 12 volt power regulation parts and rectification parts. There's no diodes here. These are just jumpers where the diodes should be for the 7 volts AC, and diodes where the 14 volts AC is. They also just did a jumper for the resistor R53. And there was a post on Cloth that I did a little bit of research, and I found other people, or at least one other thread where somebody posted on this and was like, what the heck happened here? This is a field kit. It should have the AC power portions of it, but it doesn't have it. And so this one is a little bit more damaged. It's also missing that color prom, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I think it's an 82S129, but it could be a little bit faster speed, so I don't know if that's going to work. It's also missing a RAM chip here, which I think is a 74S89 or 289. I'm not sure. I have to research that. That socket is damaged. I'm going to have to resocket that, but that is a Prom, a bipolar Prom, and I don't know what goes in to 7S there. Actually, let me look. what's it, 7S? I'm looking at the other board here. 7489. So yeah, that's another piece of memory, 7489. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, 289s or 89s. So I need to populate, because I want to put this, I want to make this actually a field kit, and I want to put the AC power on it so I can put it in my Miss Pac-Man cab and swap it in there. And so I'm going to have to, let me see, sacrifice one of my Pac-Man boards. Now this one doesn't work. The edge connector is a little messed up, even though I could fix it, but it's got it doesn't work, and it was modified to do a hack, and so traces were cut, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of, you know, trying to figure it out. Like, I tried to fix it already once and it wasn't working, and I have a bunch of Pac-Man boards, so I'm just going to sacrifice this board, steal the AC power section of it, as well as some of the memory and stuff like that, and use the other parts like the RAM and the memory and the Proms and stuff to fix some other Pac-Man boards. So this is going to be my sacrificial lamb here. Alright, I have the board cleaned up, and this is the field kit. I haven't messed with the conversion yet. So this is the field kit. I have not modified the AC power yet. It's set up for DC power. I got my regular Pac-Man JAMA adapter on here. Ground, 5 volts on these 3 here, 12 volts over here, and that's ground too. So I think it's just the same pinout as Pac-Man for the most part. So if not, we're going to fry something. But power on. 4.6. Got something on the screen. Looks like it's working. Now, I did grab some chips, like some 7489 RAM, and I also just put the other board's 9E. So these Proms I need to verify, because I don't think the colors are right, obviously. So I need to replace 9F still, but I just wanted to put something in there. I just basically have 2 9Es. 9Es and 9E, and 9Es and 9F. So I'm going to come back and look at that. Let's coin up. Oh, that's my test. Let's hold that down. Memory okay. Cool. My contrast, my brightness. Yeah, the colors are jacked up. Let's see if my volume is working. Yep. And yeah, looks like it's completely working. That's kind of anticlimactic, I guess, huh? Just the colors need to be changed. Let me burn a Prom here real quick. Okay, I burnt a 74S287 Tesla, so that should be good there. Let's go ahead and power up. Look what our colors do. There we go. That's much better. Now, I'm not completely happy with the sound. It sounds like it fades out or something. Yeah. I mean, that sounds okay. See how it fades? It's got quieter. I haven't even do anything. So either the amplifier or the caps or something in the audio section, they don't even have a heatsink on this what is it, a LM37, what the heck is that? LM377, yeah. There's no heatsink on it. This cap could be failing a little bit. I don't know if that could be impacting the sound there. I'll test that here. I guess I'll do it next. Alright, I just quickly desoldered this so I could test it both with ESR and capacitance, and ESR looks pretty bad, 12 on a 330 microfarad cap, and that is that's pretty bad. So I do have this one right here, and let me go ahead and try to do this live here. Grab it right there. Right there. 1.21. That's a normal, cap basically. So I think that is our problem. I tested it with the in microfarads, and it was like around 390, which is also drifting. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the cap, and I think that's going to fix our sound. Okay, I replaced that with an axial cap because I didn't have any of the... No, I replaced it with a... Well, not an axial, radial cap. But let's go ahead and power on. Still looking good. Coin up. That sounds better, doesn't it? Nope. Might have an amp issue. Yeah, something's going on. It could be that amp, especially since it doesn't have a heat sink. Interesting. I might replace that amp and then come back. Alright, I replaced this LM377 with a LM1877, I think. Let's give it a go. See what we got there. See if this fixes our sound issue. See if it stays the same loudness. Still sounds a little scratchy, honestly, but yeah, that definitely fixed it. Oh, no it didn't. Just changed volume. So what else could be causing that? I need to look into this audio section. There's one other capacitor there. That just seems strange to me. What am I missing? Alright, I'm just looking at the sound section. And here's the amp. There's actually, if you can see that, there's actually an error on there. It says LM378. And it's definitely was soldered in there at LM377. And I don't think those are even close or compatible, so I think that must be an error. But anyway, it's not the amp, and then there's our variable resistor there, and then it comes to this CMOS 8P, which is like a switch, some type of it's taking this, switching between input 8 and 6 and then putting it on 9 or something like that. I'd have to look it up. And then if we come to the sound section, those sounds come into this 7N, this LS273, and let's see what's going on there. Coming back. 63 S141. Okay, so this is a Prom right here at 7P. Could be an issue. We could at least pull it and clean the legs and make sure that's good. But then there's these two 7489 Rams, LS89s. And I'm just, because of a MAPI thing I did before where the sound was getting wacky because of RAM, bad RAM, and these are socketed, I'm just going to socket these real quick with new RAM and just see if that fixes the problem. And if not, then I'll troubleshoot more. Alright, got that going. Let's see. So our sound RAM there at 7, what is it, 7S and 7R. We'll coin up and start a game. Does that sound any different? That kind of sounds normal. I don't know. But nope, it's not the RAM. Why the hell am I losing the volume like that? I might go ahead and start troubleshooting the other board and then come back to the sound section. I need something to compare it to. Yeah, it's like really quiet now, and I don't get it. Alright, this is board number 2, our conversion board. I replaced all the chips, washed the board down. I have not powered it up. I can't remember if this one needed a Z80. One of them was missing a Z80, maybe one of these 7489 RAMs and the 9F. Powered on. Oh, that does. Okay. Gotta look like it's resetting. So this one is resetting. So we got some troubleshooting to do here. Oh, maybe not. Boom, there it went. It's working. Yeah, that's pretty anticlimactic. Okay. Volume's pretty loud. Let's just see if it looks like the... Oh, okay, so this one is also doing that fading. The sound is fading, so it's probably not the board. I mean, right? I mean, how are two boards doing the same thing? Maybe it's something to do with my JAMA rig or something, or my 12 volts or something. I'll come back. I'm gonna measure some voltage across this cap and everything. But that sound issue is definitely probably not board specific, so it's got to be something else going on, I would think. This has the original 330 cap. I'll measure that real quick. Alright, hopefully you can see this. Okay, so I pulled this capacitor here at C51, just like the other board, and I was trying to measure it with this thing, and it's, I don't know, this thing is falling apart. I don't know what's going on with it, if it's broken or what, but I wasn't able to get a good reading on it. So I broke out my other ESR meter, which is really designed for radial caps, so it's kind of tough to test these. Alright, and we're going to test it, try to test it. And I'm not getting any reading at all, which is definitely unusual. So I kept the old cap that I removed from the first board, and it actually tests fine, ESR 0.5. So real quick, I'll test the bad cap with my, if you can see here, capacitance. I don't know why I love testing caps, but whatever. Look, I'm not even getting a reading. 0.02. Oh, okay. Actually, I do get a reading. What? Okay, it took a while. 420. It's supposed to be 330, so that's definitely out of spec. And I couldn't get an ESR reading on it. That's 420. Okay, let's test the original one. Oh boy, what's going on? I'm on low I have low batteries. 390. Alright, so I'm going to replace that cap. I don't think that's the problem, but I just wanted to show that I couldn't get even an ESR reading, and I trust this ESR DSR meter from Electronic Design Specialist, the EDS88A. I just wish it had a different little connector on it so I could test axials. Alright, and just to show you a cap that's within spec, hopefully you can see this. This is a new one, 330. 325, right, microfarads, and it's supposed to be 330. And we'll do this as well. Yeah, 0.25. If I can actually hold the darn thing. So definitely, I don't know, it seems like these have a tendency to go bad. That are right here at C51. But I don't know if that's our problem. And I'm going to look at the sound circuit a little bit more. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, I don't know where I left off. I messed with, where's that other board at? Let me zoom out a little bit. I think I did this off camera. I was messing with this board. This is the original conversion board, the DC one, and I took out some of the old, what is the 82S 89s or whatever those small RAM chips are. I took some of them out, cleaned the legs. They were really corroded and some of them fell off, so I had to basically solder in a machine socket into the RAM, because the RAM still worked, but the legs were just really bad, and I knew that they would eventually fail. So I replaced 3 sockets and soldered the legs into a machine socket to fix that up. Board still works. Didn't show that on camera. But so what I did is I started to take some of the parts that I'm going to need off of my spare or donor Pac-Man board, and I figured what I would do is just look here real quick. We need R53, which is this, I think, 4 ohm resistor. Yeah, 4 ohm 10 watt resistor, so I need to put that in there. I have the what is that, D44 VM4, or I think it's a tip 31 or a tip 32. That needs to go there. Then I have R52, which is a, 10 ohm resistor? 50 ohm resistor. That's going to go right there. So I have this transistor here, capacitors in, Q3, which is this bad boy, some type of D401K something or another. I think it goes like that, I hope. I'm going to check the BCE on it, or EBC, whatever. That is for the coin mech or something like that. Then I have the voltage regulator, which is a U something another, I can't remember, but that goes right there. Then I have these big diodes that go here that I removed, and then it's just regular 1N, I think 404s or 4004s. I'm just going to put new ones in there. But I don't think I have these suckers right here, or else I'd put new ones in there, but those work. That's really it. Those are the only parts, and then we'll have an AC powered board. So let me do that, and then I'll come back. Alright, moment of truth here. I have to I have my AC hook up. It's a Galaxian adapter, but it's pretty much the same as Pac-Man. And I have my AC power coming in from my transformer. Got my voltage hooked up. And let's see what we get when we power on. Whoa. That didn't work good. That was like, I saw 6 point something volts, so didn't want to keep that on there. Gonna have to think about what's wrong. Alright, I did this off camera because I've already filmed like testing the power section of a Galaxian board, which I'll link to here. But I replaced this NPN transistor here with a tip 31C because that's what I had, and that should work fine. But then I was getting, it was better. I was getting around 5.3 volts, which was too high. Maybe it was, I'll have to go back and watch the camera. Maybe it actually showed 5.3 and not 6.3. And my, the other transistor was fine as well. But what I found is I was probing, in port pin 2 of this voltage regulator goes to the base, which is right here. And but it's labeled where pin 2, I know it's upside down, is on this side. So I actually had it plugged in according to the silk screen. But when I looked at the schematic and I was like, all right, let me check this thing, and pin 2 here is supposed to go to the base of this transistor, I realized this is reversed. Now this transistor here, I'm wondering if the silk screen's right or wrong on that. I have it plugged in correctly according to the silk screen. This is for the coin return. I don't know, we might blow something up here because this might be wrong too, I don't know. But let's go ahead and power it on. And I also just burnt replacement 9F. So we're running AC power. We got a good 5.0 volts. Board's booting. We didn't do any harm, which is good. And it looks perfect. Okay, I don't hear any volume though. Why is that? Is it because of this SPD1 here? There's absolutely no volume. Oh no, the service switch just isn't working. Let's see. I don't know what that is. See, this one says SPD1. I don't know what that diode is for right there. I might have to go back and look at the schematic a little bit more. Let's see if we're getting voltage to an amplifier. I think it's pin 1. 7.6 volts. No, pin 14, I think. 15 volts, yeah. So we're definitely getting voltage to the amp, so I guess I can't coin up. Let's put this thing in the cabinet. Alright, I got the board in, if you can see that right there. It is a little bit taller, or longer I guess, than the regular Miss Pac-Man board. And I don't know, I guess the 12 volts is not regulated. I don't think I'm missing any parts. I kind of double checked that. But let's throw caution to the wind, power it up, I guess. Alright, we're in the dark. Let's see what happens. Oh, nothing. Because I don't have the interlock pulled out. Alright, let's see what happens. Good news or bad news? Nothing's happening. So that's probably bad news. Back at the bench. Hooked up my JAMA connector. Still working. So the board still works. That's the good news. I don't know why it didn't work in the cabinet. I might pull out this transistor Q3 just in case. That's a problem, and then check the fuses. Back at the cabinet. I did leave the coin counter transistor thing in there because that's not really tied to the 12 volt line. I replaced that second fuse from the top. It's a 1 amp 12 volt. So I'm going to turn that off. We're going to see, hopefully you guys can see that. I'm just going to power on. We'll watch for the flash and see our voltage simultaneously, if you can actually see that. Let's see. No. Alright, whatever. Hopefully you can see it. Alright, we got 5 volts. Okay, that sounds good. Let's walk around. I don't have the full arcade turned on. Could have been just a fluke. There we go. Oh my god, that's loud. Alright, so I need to turn that down. Alright, I got about half the arcade on. I moved my make tracks into the Williams row. Defender, make tracks, Bubbles, Robotron, Joust, and I haven't screwed with Moon Patrol. It works, but I gotta work on the monitor. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Man in a Miss Pac cab. I don't know how long this video is or how good it is, but I was just documenting a little bit of what I did. One thing is, I don't even have a coin mech in the how's that look? Does that look alright? Yeah. I don't even have a coin counter in my Miss Pac-Man coin door, so now that I'm obsessed with coin doors, the coin door lights don't work. There's all types of crap wrong with it. So let's see if I can play this real quick. And I haven't played Junior Pac-Man since I sold mine, so this is actually kind of fun that I can now put this board in here and play Junior Pac-Man. I had it in a Super Pac-Man cabinet. I think the colors are a little bit off, maybe not. Well, I'm not going to get that. But I had it in a Super Pac-Man cabinet, and I really enjoyed Junior Pac-Man. I don't know why. The scrolling screen, it's a little bit harder to play. Now I can play it in my Miss Pac-Man cabinet, which is kind of nice. Seems like everything's working okay. I don't even know any patterns. I just know to make a lot of turns, and I just died. And it's rare that I actually can. I don't even know if I've ever gotten past the second screen. I don't remember. I mean, it's definitely harder. Oh, bastard. Oh, I messed up. But it fits on the screen pretty good. Colors look good. This is a really nice monitor. This is like a more recent Wells Gardner monitor. Oh shit. Oh boy. Nice. And I have no idea what my high score is or anything. It does have this intermission. The colors look a little bit different than what mine did on the Super Pac-Man, but maybe the monitor was a little bit different. This seems good. The blacks are real good. And the sound sounds fine. I don't know why. Maybe it just is a little bit louder at the beginning. It definitely has more voltage going to the amplifier with the AC power and the unregulated, I guess, 12 volts DC, because I don't think it's regulated. But obviously you can adjust that with the volume control. Oh, shiza. I don't remember what my high score was. I used to have a John's Arcade sticker on it. Oh, barely got that sucker. Oh. Oh. Oh man, I totally screwed up. I didn't mean to. I meant to hit up. Alright, that's not too bad of a game for me. That's it, guys. A little bit of Junior Pac-Man. I saw this on Facebook. I barely even log into Facebook, and the guy I think is on Claw too, but he's in Maryland. I think he actually manages the Crabtown USA thing. Forget his name, but he had a couple Junior Pac-Man boards on for relatively inexpensive. I think I paid $50 each for them, and they both work, and so it was definitely worth my time. Yeah, the colors do look a little bit off. I don't think that ghost is supposed to be brown. But that's alright. That's probably just my monitor a little bit or something. Adjusting it. And now I have a game until I can actually fix my Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man boards. I got a Junior Pac-Man board in there. Alright, that's it, guys. Have a good one. Williams Rowe with the Make Tracks. That looks nice. Defender. Talk to you later.